Yeah, it's like there are wheels within wheels within wheels within how the kingdom functions and how things outwork, and
Mhm.
can operate on the many different levels. It can operate in a personal level. So in a personal level, there's an alignment with times and seasons in our life with the chancellor's houses, which we can participate in. And usually it starts with a revelation of a precept of God, something which unveils or reveals God at another level, or another insight into that, an experience, which then begins to shift how we think, how we speak, how we act, and then begins to open up doors of opportunity for us to enter into another a process of, I guess, where our minds are renewed and where we come into the alignment with that. And then that opens up opportunities. Doors open for us. We meet new people, things happen. So a revelation or an experience of the precepts of God operates in us through the statutes of God. Our thinking changes, and then the laws of God, how we outwork our thinking, begins to function, and then the ordinances of God open up. And then we're either shifted, moved, have new opportunities, and then there's new mantles, there's new tools that we were given. That might be revelation, that might be position, lots of different things. And then you find we get commissioned into could be a higher level of authority or government, or into something new. And then that whole cycle gives the release of discoveries, and all of the things become aligned, and they operate in threes and fours. So 3 form a government in our lives, 4 opens a window, that forms the next 3, that opens the next window, that forms the next 3, that opens the next window, and you get this whole cycle. And eventually, having gone through this cycle, and it actually affects the affairs of our life, the culture of our life, and the resources of our life, we end up back at the beginning, in where the end and the beginning meet in the precepts of God, and then another cycle perhaps. Now for me, those things have been triggered often by engaging the firestones, or some experience that triggers this cycle to take place. Now that's just personal. These cycles also operate for groups of people. They could operate for regions. They could operate for the whole of the Joshua generation. They could operate, for the Earth Shield. So there are things in which we have something that releases the intention of God, that then begins to align us to the intentions of God, which then begins to release the way we do things differently, and then that begins to take us through the cycle. And that could happen on a larger scale.